Hey, welcome back to the channel. We are looking forward to talking to you about some different things this week. On this channel, we cover a lot of different topics, from market updates and forecasts to housing predictions and affordability. Luxury market details are coming soon, and we've got a lot of those to show you soon. And we're even talking to first-time home buyers and, first-time home sellers. Frankly, we help all of those. But on today's program, we're actually going to be talking about investment opportunities in the Middle Tennessee, Nashville area, why those investment properties might be appealing to you, and what we think about the situation. Okay, thank you for tuning in. I'm Felicia Long. I'm with eXp. I'm licensed to sell real estate in two different states, Kentucky and Tennessee. And I focus primarily on Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. So thank you so much for joining me. We're going to talk about some different investment opportunities, why they may be significant, why now is a good time to do it, why you may be challenged against some buyer's market situations in these markets. So just want to kind of touch on that, but we definitely talk about a lot of different things on this channel. So thank you for tuning in. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so and leave your comments down below. Let's get right into it. Okay, so Nashville and the surrounding areas present great income producing or second home opportunities, investment opportunity situations. And why is that? Well, Nashville is a college town. Nashville is the capital of the state. Nashville is a vacation tourist attraction. Nashville and the surrounding areas offers a lot of opportunity for Airbnb, for, a mom and dad who's sending their child off to college, and maybe they want a place to land so they don't look like they're stalking their child, or maybe they just want their child to have a place to move to when they decide to move off campus. And until then, they're going to rent it out and give it an Airbnb or a long-term rental opportunity. So I want to touch on some of those opportunities within the Nashville area and surrounding areas, the Middle Tennessee area, why that could be a lucrative situation, even though today's rates are not exactly where you want it to be. Definitely in Southern Kentucky as well. There's great locations to go and visit. So when you talk about the real land between the lakes, you're talking about the area at Lake Barkley and Ken Lake, which are the Tennessee River and the Cumberland River, and they are in Kentucky. But that is beautiful territory. That's a great place to have for vacationing people from several states surrounding that may want to enjoy a summer retreat or a family outing and have a property that could become an income producing property. So that's something to think about as well. When we talk about investment properties, I cannot help but think about all the parents, and I'm one also, who has sent their child off to college, or children, in multiple areas, multiple places, definitely in the Tennessee and Southern Kentucky areas, or anywhere in those two states. I can help you with that. I may not actually be up in Lexington, Kentucky, but I darn sure have some partners up there that I'm happy to work with and promote and send you to that work like I do, who care about what you're thinking, what your situation is, who know that area beautifully and can certainly direct you in the right direction based upon your needs. So that is something to consider when you consider working with me or my team of professionals, because we definitely want your business, and we definitely have been trying to serve our clients to the best of our ability for the last 21 years. So there's different areas in the Middle Tennessee area and the Nashville area that really promote a great investment opportunity potential, okay? Are you really gonna buy in major portions of the suburbs just for investment opportunity? Hey, we're going to Nashville and you might wanna stay out in, Shelbyville? Well, let's talk about that. No, Shelbyville, if you were going to just travel straight in, this is nothing against Shelbyville, but if you were just going to come and party in Nashville, you might want to stay a little closer than Shelbyville. However, if you're a walking horse person and you are absolutely 100% committed to your horse situation, and that's Shelbyville, Tennessee Walking Horse Association and celebration, then you may absolutely think of that. So that could be a bonus for you. So in the Middle Tennessee area, what do we have a lot of? We have a lot of medical. We have a lot of medical throughout the state, by the way, and we have a lot of colleges. When we're talking about investment opportunities in the Middle Tennessee or all over Tennessee and in the Nashville areas, to be specific, what are we really known for? Well, okay, we're known for music all over the state, from the blues and rock and roll birth down in Memphis to, you know, the hillbilly and Rocky Top type situation going on in eastern Tennessee, Knoxville area, to our Nashville country music scene and all the events that are brought in because of the music industry. So would an investment opportunity be wise in any one of those cities based upon a music situation? Absolutely. And I have a team of professionals in every single one of those areas. And of course, we're your team over here to help you navigate through where would be best for you based upon what your situation is. Hey, we come in every year for CMA Fest. We come in every year for everything that has to do with music and Music Row. Hey, we're there all the time because we're cutting music, or our friends or our daughter went to Belmont and now she's a big star. All of those things are stories I've heard. All of those things are real life situations that happen in these areas. Hey, we come to Nashville 4 times a year because we want to come to the events, or we want to come to the Titans football, or we want to come see soccer, or we just come there because we like Nashville. Great opportunity for you as an investor to have a home or a condo or a piece of income producing property in the right area. Hey, could that be the Gulch? Could that be downtown? Could that be even Wedgwood, Houston? Could that be a 12 South situation? What about the Nations? I mean, the Nations has an urban development plan going on right now that is absolutely tremendous and has been going on for several years. There are places all over Nashville in the Middle Tennessee area that could be significantly great for your income producing ideas. Okay, now let's talk about something else that we're college intensive. We believe in our universities. You are in the South. We're in the SEC when you go into the bigger conferences, but we have absolutely great colleges that are not SEC that are all over our state, and certainly true of Kentucky as well. So you sending your child off to college, it's August, it's rush week, it's time for a lot of major universities to be going through a lot of that. I know I was devastated when I sent my child off to school, and I was so happy for her. I was so glad she was okay. I was torn apart, just like thousands of mamas and daddies are, and even the daddies who may not admit it are just, they're just destroyed. It's your baby. Okay, so maybe you want to grab a condo nearby. Maybe you don't want to tell them. Maybe you're going to come to the games. Maybe you sent them way off to school. My friends, my dear friends, dropping their baby off at Ole Miss this week. Hotty toddy. My aunt went there. That's the only reason I like it. And my little friend's daughter is there right now, and she's near and dear to my heart. But hey, that's a long drive from where they live, so maybe they want to grab a condo somewhere near. I've got a team of professionals who can refer you down there, and I certainly understand what it means when you want to do this and you want to have it in the right spot. Okay, let's talk about Tennessee and Nashville. We've got Vanderbilt. We've got MTSU nearby in Murfreesboro. We have Austin Peay up in Clarksville. And let's speak to that for a moment. In Clarksville, if you had an income producing property near the university, this is a university that does not have housing for all its students on campus. Great decision. See me. I know all about Clarksville, and I would love to help you do that, because if you got a condo in the right spot, your child or your friends children, or people that you just know that come in and have their children going there, would be a great investment opportunity, because they would love to have the right place for their children or their people. Then on top of that, you have Fort Campbell nearby, and people who work at Fort Campbell oftentimes live in the Clarksville side. So in that essence, would that be a great income producing area for you? Very possibly. You definitely have that. I know a lot of people who have bought in Southern Kentucky, and one of my most recent clients has bought up there, and she bought a quad. She went ahead and has two of them or one of them for an Airbnb, and that's close to Fort Campbell, but it's also close to the casino, which does a lot of, draws a lot of people in from various states nearby. And then of course she has some regular renters as well, long-term renters as well, both being very lucrative opportunities for them, and I'm so happy to have helped them with that. So there's some different things to discuss when we're talking about different areas, and that just happens to be an outskirt of Nashville, about 45 minutes from the Nashville area. Now, let's talk about other Airbnb or investment opportunities when you're discussing Tennessee as a whole. Okay, Memphis, you've got universities. You've got the University of Tennessee, Memphis, medical and dental down in Memphis. You've got Memphis State or University of Memphis. I've had family go there for generations, okay? And so, grabbing a place near that university in East Memphis, you cannot be doing yourself anything but a favor, because it is a little bit of a trek and it's a wonderful place, and you might have some medical students or grad students or university students who might want to rent from you as well. Great opportunity. And then where are we right now but the great state of Tennessee? So when I'm talking universities, I'm talking about my alma mater, the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, where you have over 100,000 fans, more like 108,000 fans that go to those ball games in the fall especially, and they may need a place to stay. So it's an investment opportunity in downtown Knoxville or nearby, or West Knox, which is my preference. A great idea? Yes, it is. So talk to me about that, because that may be something that could be really a great income producing opportunity, and that's an investment that could work for you for a very long time. When we're talking about investments in Tennessee, when we're also talking about the areas, and you're talking Nashville and Middle Tennessee and the surrounding areas, we are very medical intensive. And when we're discussing medical, we've got all sorts of things, from med students to universities that provide that, to travel nurses, to residents. You have young people who haven't decided exactly where they're going to be, finishing up their residency, going to get called to a whole different state. They could be great renters from you because they're serious individuals. They're not there just to play and have fun. They're not probably going to tear up your place, which is an important thing to consider when you're discussing income producing properties, investment properties, the long term, what the impact could be. But it is something to possibly consider and give some value to, because we're an incredibly well known and respected medical state. So when you're getting into that situation, that's something to absolutely note as far as an income or investment property could be. When we're talking about some downsides of investment properties, we cannot help but say that there might be some potential in having to deal with that renter who didn't tell you about that animal, who didn't tell you they smoked, who didn't tell you they did this. Those things are realistic issues that we have to deal with. But when you have a team of professionals like mine, you have a group of people and reference points and beyond the scenes contractors, people that I have as my team of professionals with whom I work, that can also help you in managing through that, or getting through and navigating some of those difficulties. We do not want to lead you astray. It is not easy, and sometimes it's not easy managing that income producing property when you're in a different area. I have dealt for a very long time with the military, and in particular in different situations, my military personnel and heroes have had to move to different places, and at different times in our span of real estate over the 21 years, they've had different things that impacted them, like they weren't able to sell in the 2008 crash or 2009 situation, so they had to rent, and they had to move on to maybe the Pentagon, or they had to go to Tampa, or they had to go to Washington State. The point being, they weren't in a town where they were able to manage their property significantly, so I was able to refer them to the right property management group, and I absolutely have those and know which ones will take care of your property after you're gone and you're in another city. That's another income producing opportunity, and military does that. They want to accumulate some real estate portfolio and maybe have some income producing properties. God knows we don't pay them enough for what they do. So we want them to be able to be successful. So how do we navigate some of those difficult waters when we're talking about income producing situations, second home, investment property, that kind of situation? Well, you're dealing with a higher interest rate. So I don't know who out there doesn't want Jerome Powell to retire. I want him to retire today. 8 months ago, that's how I feel about it. He can go. But let me tell you that until he goes, there's still ways to work your way through that difficulty of managing. Obviously, cash is king. So if you want to go in and buy something cash, that's sweet. Go you. I'm so happy. I'd love to help you with it because frankly, that's the easiest way to do it. But there are other ways, and people do feel like, oh my gosh, how can I do that in this current market situation? Well, frankly, the market's getting better and the rates are more stabilized now, but we're going to get on and talk to my preferred lender. His links are down below. He's wonderful at this, works with a bank, so he certainly talk about different loan options, and that's always something to remember. Sometimes you can't do that through a mortgage broker as well as you can through a banking associate. So those are things to think about, and certainly I recommend that, and maybe we'll get on and talk one-on-one with him, because absolutely there are different things that the government offers at different times for loan opportunities. So we want to keep that in mind. If you're having to take out a loan, there are some different rates that will be applicable, and we will want to talk about that. But does that take away from the great opportunity that income producing properties provide? No, it doesn't. And let me tell you, I have some dear friends who have done this in different ways, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of their absolute real estate portfolio building opportunity. They, on many different levels, have done it for different reasons. So in bigger markets, like I said, down at Memphis, when you go to UT Med or UT Dental, you're going to be in Memphis. And, so there's some opportunities there. So if you've been down there and you know where to live, that's priceless, invaluable information for that next student coming in. And, they're serious too. They really don't have time to lose it and go out there and fail out. That's a lot of money to be a grad student or in, that level. So, truthfully, you have a more serious renter than, say, just a bunch of party animals coming into town. Yeah, yeehaw, go Nashville. That's a whole different ball game. So you definitely want to keep in mind some of that. Maybe some short-term rentals, because, hey, you're coming to town and you're going to buy in a different area, but you want to live in Nashville for a little bit and you want to figure out exactly where you want to be because you're going to build. Well, somebody who has income producing properties that allow short-term rentals is the perfect person that I'm going to want to hook you up with, because hey, it may not take us 6 to 8 months to build your house. So I may not want you to be in there for a year's lease. We don't want to mess up their lease, and we don't want to mess you up and cost you more money. So there's lots of different reasons to come to the area and look at income providing opportunities. So those through investment properties could really land you in a great position. I've got clients that came from California a couple of years ago. They thought they were actually going to move there within a year. So we went and bought a little new construction home. We put some other clients of mine in it. And that really worked out nicely for them. They all hooked up together. They all knew me. I had nothing to do with it because I'm not licensed as a rental agent. But I did just connect the dots and let people discuss. So it worked out great for my people from California and for the people who were building their home. They certainly got it for less than they would have gotten it through a company. And then, but moreover, my people from California who thought they were coming within the next year have not been here for 2.5 years, but yet their property got paid down, their note was paid on, and now they know that they have a place to land when they first come to town if they decide to move elsewhere, but at least they already own the income producing property that has helped them on their taxes, and it's helped them on other ways because they've provided an opportunity for a different income stream for their household. So just one story. There's lots of them out there. Let's get on our one-on-one call and let's talk about the things, all things you, and let's think about all the things that may be important to you. I mean, hey, I have sent a child off to college. It breaks my heart. If I could have bought a condo right on top of her dorm, I probably would have, but that would have made me a stalking mom and a little freak show. We can't do that. We can't do that. We're in the South. We can't be that. We have to hide our crazy. No, I'm just playing. We can't do that. We're in the South. We just kind of, we don't mention that. But all mothers are over there crying probably when we're dropping those children off. And I've got to say that if we could have a place nearby and know that we're not stalking our children or freaking out their lives or messing them up forever, then we would probably do it. I will tell you that I absolutely feel like there are great opportunities. I helped a guy who was from Washington State, and his son had gone to Belmont. They did have a condo nearby that was right across the street from Belmont, and his son had lived in it during that time. Well, he bought it the year before, and a year later they decided to leave and go ahead and get it sold. We made them $100,000 on that condo 1 year later after all the realtor fees and things like that were out. Now, that was a different time in our market, but I will tell you that there are great opportunities to make money in buying property. Maybe you want to restore a property. Maybe you want to get it and let's flip it. I'd love to be your girl on that. I would love to help you with that. There is nothing I have done more of than take an old property, take a property that's dated and get it restored and make it look great to enter today's market and get you top earnings for it. That is my wheelhouse. So that's an opportunity to absolutely go and put your foot in the water and see how the market does for you. And I've done that in multiple areas throughout Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Now, are there slower markets than others? Yes. So we want to talk about that again on our one-on-one call, because when you're talking about restoration of a place, you're talking about the impact, what your initial costs are versus what you can make versus your expenses. We need to wrap all that into a little bit longer call and a real knowledge of the area in which you're considering, because there are lots of factors that will help you in doing your flips, and there are things that we need to talk about, especially on the loan process side, and that's again why we get on and we talk to our lender. So when we're talking about income producing properties in Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee and Nashville specifically, there's a lot to unpack. So I hope that you'll get on and you'll make that call to me. I would love to work with you. I've got to tell you that I really do appreciate all my clients and I appreciate all my business. I will say that it is not easy. It is very individually tailored, and there's a lot to discuss. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope that you'll give me a call, and I hope we get to work together. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next week.